Welcome everyone to the Lotus Sanctum. My name is Chris. And so for today's message, it's touching upon the willingness to go into a certain depth, to go into the depth of the way you feel, of what you want, what you're looking for, even how you want to play. And that depth also means that things aren't going to be done in a way that are in alignment. You are going to be met with how and if you are in integrity, and what's the best way to move through it from there. Because what you don't know, you don't know. And that's okay that you don't know. And it's the courage to have the capacity to meet yourself and to actually see where you are and to navigate through it and to shift yourself into a place where you do feel like you are in alignment, that you are in congruence with what is being built and what is being shaped. Also, this is an invitation to have conversations that may be challenging. And these conversations, they may not look exactly the way that you thought that they would. They may not be easy to have, and they actually might just take time, in a sense that the conversation can be something that is an ongoing experience for some time. Now, it doesn't need to be stretched out for forever, but it's being able to be patient, being able to have the capacity to listen, to be guided, to see where and what it is that you truly are looking for, and also what your partner or your individual or the other individual that you are having some misalignment with, to have the conversation, see what's happening from there. It's a willingness to even see yourself and to see how you have been showing up, and acknowledging that, and also seeing and listening to the way you want to show up, the way that feels like you are ready to move into, or that you are wanting to move into, and you just weren't anticipating that. Now, this can be done with struggle, with like a power exchange. You can be doing it kicking, screaming. Like, it doesn't matter if a change is about to happen, it's going to happen. And it's having the courage and the capacity to move through it, to see what's actually happening, and to be able to move through it. And sometimes what you are wanting to move through could be something small, where you've already started a project and you've been wanting to get to a certain place with it. You anticipated to get to somewhere, but you're noticing that you haven't gotten there, and it's about time. Like, the timeline that you had anticipated, it's come, and then you realize that, okay, you haven't gotten there. So what can you do to be more in alignment with what it is that you set your intention to? It could be that it was just for you to learn how to not set the intent, it's how the expectation that you had of that it just didn't work. It just wasn't there for you right then and there. And so the expectation that you had, you begin to see what was your expectation. You begin to see your attitude moving into it. And you begin to see the way you are feeling, and You become aware of the way you were feeling when you were moving through and getting closer to that timeline. You saw even the attitude that you had when you started to the way you progressed and moved through it as you got closer to the timeline. And it just could be an invitation for you to really see where you're going with things and readjust yourself. It's not that just because it didn't work that time, it doesn't mean that it's not meant for you. It's just a requirement to readjust the way you're showing up, to readjust the way you've been feeling, to even readjust the way, and maybe even see if there is something else in your life that could teach you how to readjust yourself. And so it's shifting into yourself to be able to see what it is that is required and being asked of you. And it's an active practice. It's an active practice of getting to know yourself, of seeing the depths that you have, of seeing the self in a way that you have maybe not seen before and acknowledged. And it also may have been that someone has reflected this of you, but it's just that it was challenging to digest, to be able to accept. And so it was like a trigger for you of sorts. And so it's coming into a place where you can see that part of you and know that it's okay, that this is where you are and this is what you've created and this is where you're going. And it's not required for you to take apart everything you have done. It's an added layer. You build something thinking it would take you somewhere, but then you realize, okay, the foundation isn't great, or the foundation is stable, but the other little parts that I built on top of it, those aren't great to hold up new layers. And so it's working through that and seeing how you can navigate through it in a way that it supports you and allows you to truly understand what you are curating and how you want to move through it, the support, the team, the environment, nature, source, spirit, goddess, whichever. Like, you are an ecosystem. As much as we live in an ecosystem, we live on Earth, and there is a natural way of doing things. Even for you to survive as a species, as a being, it's nurturing yourselves. And it isn't just the food that we eat, it's also the emotional, the energetics, and even the things that we consume, what we put into our bodies, emotionally, visually, through our senses, through all our senses, not just one, but it's all our senses. And also nurturing our creativity. It adds value. It adds value to your being. It replenishes your body. And so having the courage to replenish yourself, as much as it is important for you to take apart and dissect everything that is showing up. Move through everything that is present and see what can come of it. See what is available for you to move through. The things that are being created through you. It's not wanting you to be perfect. If anything, it wants you to be messy, which is why it actually came to you. It inspired you so you can be messy and be unapologetic with how you show up, and to be put out through you. There is an aliveness in it, right? It's a life force that comes through you, to you, inspires you, that erupts in you, that arouses you. And it's with this waking that you get to put out this thing. And so have the courage to lean into that. Lean into your inspirations, lean into your curiosities, lean into the stories that want to be told through you. Your voice could be shaky, and that's perfect. So in whatever that you are speaking, it could be shaky, it could be a sense of, I don't know if this is real or not, or I don't know how to have you believe this, but for me it's truth, for me it's believable, for me it's exactly what it is. And so it's having the courage and the capacity to lean in despite everything, despite what is showing through. It's knowing that the expression that you have, the healing that you want to do, everything the way it wants to unravel. It's not just an unraveling, it's an unfolding, a blooming, a blossoming of the self. And it's all in the works and playfulness of expanding the self and growing and learning, right? And so having the courage to still show up, to be the full spectrum and the wholeness that it is, that is wanting to show through. It's being able to show up and know that it's gonna come out, it's gonna be seen regardless. Regardless, you are gonna be seen, if it's gonna be done now or in a couple of months or even the next day. And the way that you are unfolding, the way that you are healing, the way you are moving through things, it is perfect. And at the same time, the energetics of it can be shifted and amplified and move on a more quantum level where it leaps through with a shorter human timeline. Whatever the case may be, it's up to you to direct it. And there is also an unconscious willingness to navigate through what is showing up, and an agreement that was already made for you to show up in some way. You had agreed to it, and that means going through all the mess, and whether you acknowledge it or not, it's going through the mess and going through the challenge, going through the hardship. And it's also a going through the pleasures and the pains of things, the pleasures and the joys. Too much, there is such thing as too much pleasure and too much joy. When it becomes too much is when you're physically not able to handle it and it becomes so uncomfortable. It's just that your body, your nervous system just does not have the capacity to navigate through it. And it's a practice to feel those emotions, and it's an edge. Just like it's an edge to be in pain, be in sadness, to look at your challenges, to look at your to look at and to hold yourself accountable. It's about meeting your edge and having the courage to move through it, to sit with it and to move through it, to be able to move through what is coming in. It's an accepting of all the aspects that are required for you to have and embody that, to live, to experience the full spectrum of what is coming through. And it looks unknown. It looks like it's not clear. It looks messy. And there is a little beauty in that messiness, and that uncertainty. And it's being able to meet yourself where you want to give a bit more, where you see yourself evolving and becoming something different. It's not a complete reinvention. Not sure. It's not like you're trying to reinvent yourself, but it's a deepening of your expression and what's coming through you. Because there is a natural way of doing things. And the natural way of doing things, it's of being okay with who you are and the way you speak, the way you move. And it supports and helps facilitate your nervous system, helps facilitate your own ecosystem, your natural nature. And when there is that balance, right, there is a balance that is struck in when the polarities are looked at, when you can find that harmony of expression within you. It just allows you to be that much more playful and do things differently than the way you have done them before. And so, for you to be able to birth through something else, something different, it is a requirement of you to show up, do the work, to be uncomfortable, to be messy, to be in joy and pleasure, to be successful somewhere else and quote unquote a failure in another place, right? It doesn't matter. You're there because you are there, because you want to, and because you want to experience it. So lean into it, and you begin to taste little aspects of your power. I'm going to be leaving the message there, and I will speak to you guys soon.